2020-2021 Texas Bluebonnet Award nominee, The Bridge Home. Chapter 1, Togetherness. Talking to you was always easy, Ruku, but writing, hard. Write a letter, Selena Ante said, laying a sheet of paper on my desk. Paper remade from wilted, dirty, hopeless litter that had been rescued, scrubbed clean, and reshaped. Even the pencil she gave me was made from scraps. You really like saving things, don't you? I said. Crinkly lines softened her face. I don't like giving up, she said. She rested her dark, warm, and heavy hand on my shoulder. Why should I write? I said. It's not like I have her address. I believe your words will reach her, Selena Ante said. We're opposites, I said. You believe in everything and everybody. You're full of faith. Yes, she said, but you're full too. You're full of feelings you won't share and thoughts you won't voice. She's right about that. I don't talk to anyone here any more than I have to. The only person I want to talk to is you, Ruku. Maybe writing to you is the next best thing. If you could read my words, what would you want me to tell you? I suppose you'd like to hear a fairy tale you'd make me tell every night as we huddled together under the ruined bridge. The story that began with, once upon a time, two sisters ruled a magical kingdom and ended with Viji and Ruku always together. That story was made up, of course. Not that you'd care whether it was true or not. For you, things were real that the rest of us couldn't see or hear. When I finished the story, you'd say, Viji and Ruku together? Always, I was confident. Our togetherness was one of the few things I had faith in. Chapter 2, Rotten Fruit. You always felt like a younger sister, Ruku. You looked younger, too. With your wide-eyed and snub nose, you spoke haughtily. You hunched your shoulders, which made you seem smaller than me, though you were born a year before. Born when our father was a nice man. I suppose because Amma said he was nice before. Imagining Appa before took a lot of imagining. I was a good imaginer, but even so, I couldn't imagine him all the way nice. The best I could do was think of him as not yet all the way rotten fruit, a plump yellow mango with just a few ugly bruises. I could imagine our mother picking him out the way she'd pick fruit from the grocer's stall, choosing the overripe fruit he was happy to give her for free. I could see Amma looking Appa over, hoping that if certain foul bites could be cut away, then sweetness, pure sweetness, would be left behind. Because Amma did choose him, their marriage wasn't arranged. Somehow he charmed her away from her family, with whom she lost all touch. They were ashamed, she would tell me, ashamed and angry with her for eloping with someone in an even lower caste than the one she had been born into. It was all she ever said about her family, not their names or where they lived or how many brothers or sisters they had, only that they wanted nothing to do with us. And Appa's family, if he had one, didn't seem to know we existed either. Sometimes I wonder if they might have helped us if they'd known, but maybe they'd have done nothing or acted like the neighbors and schoolmates who did worse than nothing, who snickered and made rude comments when we walked past, comments that upset you so much. You stooped even lower than usual, so low it looked like you wanted to hide your head inside your chest. On my 11th birthday, when we came home from school, I was surprised to see saucepans full of food simmering on the stove. Amma, you cooked! I loved evenings when Amma felt strong enough to prepare dinner for us instead of the other way around. You even made pasayam. I inhaled the sweet scent of milk rice that wafted through our apartment. No, not just that. Amma dug out a small money pouch from its hiding place underneath the rice sack. Here's 200 rupees for you to buy something for yourself. 200 rupees? I was astonished that I almost dropped the pouch before securing it to my ankle-length skirt. I've been saving a little of what Appa gives me for food and rent. I wanted to buy something special, but I was too tired to go shopping for a gift, and I wasn't sure what you'd like. This is the best gift, Amma. Thanks. Sweet? You said sweets for Ruku? Proper food first, Amma said, for you both. Amma heaped rice onto our plates and ladled some hot, spicy rasam over the top. She started eating, but you just stared at your food, your hands crossed over your chest. Come on, Ruku, I tried to feed you a spoonful of rice and rasam. No, you yelled, sweet, sweet. Don't get angry, Ruku, please. Eat and I'll tell you a story tonight. Story? You calmed down. Alma looked at me gratefully. We'd just finished our dinner when we heard Appa's heavy footsteps. The sound of him staggering up the stairs to our apartment told us all we needed to know. Get into your room quick, Amma said. Sweet, you moaned, but your hand met mine and we crept into our bedroom. In the darkness, we huddled together, unable to block out the sound of Appa yelling at Amma. We rocked back and forth, taking comfort in each other's warmth. Appa broke Amma's arm that night. Before storming out of the house, I need you to see a doctor, Amma came and told us. Her voice was tight and with pain. Stay with Ruku if you see her. She didn't finish her sentence. She didn't need to. She told me 1,000,000 times how scared she was that if you set foot in a hospital, the doctors might lock you away in a mental institution. You curled up in our mattress with your wooden doll, Marapachi. I smoothed your brow. The patch of moonlight that slipped past the rusty iron bars on our window fell on the book that our teacher, Pavarthi, had given me before she moved away. No other teacher had ever been so nice, even though I was often at the top of the class. I opened the book. In a shaking voice, I read you a tale about a poor, low-caste girl who'd refused to accept the life of others thought she should lead. I think we should change our lives like that girl did, I asked. And a Parthi teacher and Subu, or at least his family, they all left for a better life in the big city. Subu had been the only friend we'd had in school. His long face and thin frame made him look as weak as a blade of grass, but he'd always told off the other children who teased him. I miss him, Ruku. Think he ever misses us? You answered me with a snore. I was glad you'd fallen asleep, but I stayed awake, worrying and hoping. I hoped Amma would finally tell someone about how she had been hurt and that they'd swoop down and rescue us, but I should have known she'd never tell.